Do I really need to work every single day of the week to make this work? Is that the requirement of this type of business, this type of life? Hey, it's Don. Today I wanted to address a major question I get asked all the time. It's posted underneath tons of my videos all the time. Many people think and assume that this is a 7-day-a-week job. It's required. You have to work it. That's your salaried position. You work whatever many hours, however many days of the week that there are. Now, I'm going to tell you straight on out, that's not the truth. That's not the case. You don't have to work every day of the week. One of the biggest things that I see, and I think it's pretty much a myth in my opinion, is that you have to list every single day of the week, so many listings to, get eBay to show your items. I don't personally think that's the case. As long as you're listing like a regular work schedule, like 5 days a week, bare bones minimum, you don't have to go more than that. But as long as you're doing 5 days a week and at least a decent amount, 20, 30 a day, I've never seen a single case or anybody ever tell me specifically that, yes, the days that they're not listing their sales are lower. Across the board, we've done similar things. I don't list every single day of the week. I may work every single day of the week. I don't have to. I don't work all day, every day. Saturday, we've got stuff going out in the mail. We ship 6 days a week. So I work on Saturdays no matter what. Just my preference. I'm up early, so I've got it done before, other folks are up even sometimes, or probably most of the time, I would say. That's just me. I've worked in a industry that sometimes I'd have to be there at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Usually those are the time frames. So I've done that for 20 years of my life. I don't mind getting up and doing it and filling some time in the morning or something like that. I still have the rest of the day to do whatever I want. Sundays I do art or toy projects or things like that. Videos sometimes as well, or whatever the case may be. I don't have to do that. If I'm doing some other line of revenue that we've got coming in, toys or models or artwork or something else like that, it's a break from reselling. It feels more like a hobby to me, those types of things. This kind of feels like a hobby, truthfully, to me too. I mean, it feels that fun comparatively to it being a business. It doesn't feel like a business so much. We treat it like a business, but it doesn't feel like one. I've never seen a negative, provable, repeatable result from somebody taking a day or two off every week. I haven't seen it. If you're a 9 to 5 or something, you've got a full-time job, 30, 40 hours a week working for someone, chances are you may list a few items every night of the week, Monday through Friday. You may take Saturday off with the family or Sunday. You may work half a day on the weekend in the business as well. So eBay can't, and I don't see them, holding back everybody. It comes down, in my personal opinion, just by some stuff we've just done in the last week. It comes down to listing a lot of decent items in on a weekly basis. That's the biggest take on it. If you're not listing decent items in a decent quantity of them, you won't see as good of results as someone who is. If you only list 5 days a week, you're going to sell more for each one of those 5 days a week if you're listing a certain amount of items, because usually if we list something, we sell something almost immediately, that same day, within a couple hours. So every day I would sell a little more just because I listed a little more. But if you take out those newly listed items, I don't see this big drop if I take a day or two off. I'm not going to kill myself these days. I'm not going to be busting it. I source differently than other folks. My time's better spent than it used to be when I first started off, immensely better. And I'm able to get a lot more done and still acquire, large chunks of merchandise. But I don't have to work every single day of the week. We've taken a week off. We took Christmas and Thanksgiving off. We took off over New Year's too. We were on the road and stuff like that. So I didn't crush my business. I'm able to adjust things and move things around. That's one big bonus for doing this type of business. It's your schedule. It's your schedule. That's the biggest aspect too. If you don't want to work 7 days a week, you don't have to work 7 days a week. But the other 5 days a week, you better be working. You better not just be throwing in a couple hours here and a couple hours there and counting that as a day of work. I literally am working at this probably 10, 12 hours, at least 5 days a week. As I said, my choice. I don't have to. We've got goals, and hopefully we're going to hit one of them here in the next 30 days or so, a major one for the last decade for us. That's what I get off on. That's what drives me in here. It's not necessarily, I got to work it every single day. I got to get this, and done. Don't treat it that way. Don't treat it like it's a 7-day-a-week job, because it doesn't have to be. Maybe if you're just starting off and you're struggling to get it going, those extra 2 days, working those 7 days a week, can help you push you over the edge, can help you make your bills. If you're living off of revenue from reselling and it's really rough and stuff isn't selling as much, whatever it takes is what you should probably do. My personal opinion. You do as you wish, though, but that's my take on it. I never took it lightly if I needed the money. If I worked for somebody else, I'd be, working really hard and not making as much money, in all aspects. And my time wouldn't be my time, it would be their time. And you've got drive time and lunch and all these other time frames that are tied to work. So if you have to drive 30 minutes to work, you're wasting an hour a day, 5 hours a week, just in driving somewhere, just to get somewhere. That's 20 hours a month that you're just giving away. That's not counting, you're probably not getting paid for lunch. That's 2.5 hours, that's 10 more hours, so that's 30 hours a week, or 30 hours a month that you're just throwing away. Now, I work for somebody else, so I'm not saying, trying to say working for somebody else is the wrong thing. This isn't for everybody. That's why some people do work 7 days a week, because they want to be ahead. They don't want to not have a cushion, some money in the bank. If something happens, you still are covered. It's all on you when you're doing this. There's no boss telling you what to do. And if, you need to work those extra hours, you should do it. That's the end of the result. But you don't have to. I don't see it's going to crush your sales. So working just 5 days a week isn't a crushing factor to it. I can't see it. eBay couldn't in any wildest dreams expect every person out there who's a reseller to work every day of the week. I know search results everybody worries about. Is it going to hurt my search results? Is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? Your items may not show up if you list them today for 24 hours at least. Even just with a regular aspect by the time they wheedle in. Now, you may see them quickly if you look. Again, it just depends. So even taking one day off, the listings you listed the day before aren't really rotating through as much until the next day in some cases. So it just depends on what you want out of this. If you want to work those 7 days and grow it quicker, get a level up on it, get some more stuff up, work the 7 days. If you feel okay with doing it, it's not hurting your health, it's not, hurting your family life or anything else like that, do what you need to do would be my take. Whatever it takes to pay the bills, put a roof over your head and feed the wife, the kids, the family, your loved one, your pets, whoever it is, as long as it's legal and ethical and the whole works, that's what I would do personally, and I have done. So 7 days, sure. If that's what needs to be done. But I don't have to do it all day. I can stop. I can help the kids. I can go out to the store with the wife or whatever the case may be at any time. If I split up and I miss an hour during the day, I just make it up when I get back later in that day. I try to keep to a schedule and keep so many hours each day so I'm not just wasting time. I've tracked my time. If you don't track your time and you haven't tracked your time, I would honestly recommend writing down just 1 week, every minute that you're spending doing work versus, the time you're just wasting on stuff. Most people waste 20-30% of their week on stuff that's totally not productive and not technically related to reselling or their work in general. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
I'll give you $50 for those sneakers.
Ah! $50. Okay?
You can have them. They're
Okay.
terrible. It's to prove a point. Now, you wash in detergent alone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's wash this sneaker in detergent alone and this one in the same detergent plus Clorox bleach. Now, see any cleaning difference?
And the one I wash with my detergent is just dirty. The one washed with Clorox looks so clean.
Clorox Clean. People can see the difference.